Today I want to discuss on an important topic, that is liberty. Liberty is such a term which is widely used in political theory. Though it seems easy to understand for a housewife, a researcher, a student, a farmer, an artist, a rickshaw puller, or even the politicians as well as the scholars. If you find the lexical meaning of the liberty, it means freedom. But originally, liberty is a Latin term. In Latin language, it means liber or free or freedom. So, liberty is freedom or one's likingness of doing whatever he or she wants. Suppose a student wants to read 5 to 10 pages today. So that is his option. He may exercise his option freely. If there is any restriction restriction imposed by the family members, then don't read it, go to the market, there is some purchase, father is no more in the house. If that boy is restricted not to do such a thing, I think his freedom of reading, his promise of reading 5 to 6 pages is completely paralyzed. He is not able to finish the readings of what he wants. So this is the restriction. Unnecessary restraint is imposed on that boy. So I categorically say, in such a case, the freedom of the boy is hampered. So in common language, common parlance, in the ordinary sense, liberty is used to work as per one's choice, as per one's whims and caprice. John Stuart Mill is the champion of liberty. Liberty, according to John Stuart Mill, has two connotations, positive, negative. In the positive aspect, we say that liberty of an individual or liberty of a citizen may be exercised to do according to the choice of that fellow or citizen. But in the negative sense, it means that exercise of freedom without any restraints. Both aspects are now necessary for the society, for peaceful living, for a better living of individuals in the society. If we want to live peacefully in the society, we must see that there are so many people except me and my family. If I want to live happily, so let others be happy. If you want to live freely, then let others to live freely. So that's why liberty is such a term. In the positive sense, we use that citizens are allowed to enjoy certain freedoms, certain rights. In the negative sense, they are not allowed to enjoy these rights with restraints. Restraints means they are subject to the certain conditions. According to such conditions are regulated and controlled by law of the state, by the practices, usages and traditions of the state. So when the state makes a law, it does not avoid the customs, traditions or practices of the citizens. So customs must be there, practices must be there, usages must be there, and laws must be governed. So law should be made in such a manner that it must not affect the customs of the individuals. So laws should be made that it does not affect the liberty of the citizens. So law, conditions and liberty, these three terms go side by side. So a citizen, if he wants to live in a state happily, then he must be abided by the rules and regulations of the state law. So most of the, if we go back to the history, we learn that most people of the civilized state had fought for securing their liberty. For example, India. We the Indians were under the British regime, British rule, and we were governed by the Britishers for about 347 years. I calculate this year from 1600 years when Sir Thomas Roe, a British doctor, came to India and met Jahangir and cured his daughter. Thereafter, that British doctor was granted to start business in the name of the British India Company, the West Bengal. So from 1600 to 347. So if you calculate such years, it can be 347 years. They started their regime, their Raj, British Raj. So whatever it may be, when for the first time on 9th December 1946, the Indian well-wishers sat for a meeting for the drafting of Indian Constitution. Constituent Assembly, that meeting was formed in the name of the Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly of India started its first meeting on 9th December 1946 and ended the last meeting on 26th 1949. So within these years, 2 years, 11 months and 18 days, the Constituent Assembly took such period to make the Constitution of India. So in Indian Constitution, under the head of the preamble, we find that there is a word, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. What does it mean? It means that the Indian citizens are allowed to worship according to their own religions, according to their own rituals. Indian citizens are allowed to express their opinions, to express freely to the government regarding their grievances, regarding their problems, regarding the solutions. So, faith, belief, worship, and expression, all such words are related to liberty. So, this is the Indian point of view. Like this manner, United States of America, United Kingdom, France, Russia, almost all the states had fought for their citizens for securing liberty for so many years. So whatever it may be, in most of the modern states, citizens are eligible to have liberty. Liberty and freedom, both terms are synonymous, but it is very difficult to precise, to distinguish between liberty and freedom. But in political science, we use both the terms as similar, synonymous. So, according to John Stuart Mill, liberty may be exercised by the citizens in two folds, in two manners. Positive fold, what is the positive response? Suppose one man wants to move one place. He has one vehicle, or he may hike a vehicle, then he may freely move to that place and may exercise his own activities at such place. This is the positive sense. We may control our opinion within the restrictions, within the limited atmosphere. But if we accept some unrestricted atmosphere, suppose a telegram has been reached to a man, immediately to go home and meet his ailing mother. So he starts the movement towards his home. 5 to 6 kilometers is left. Then there is a river. There is a flow of a river. That man thinks if he swims that river, he may take 5 to 6 minutes to reach his own residence. But if he takes a vehicle to reach his house, then it may take 45 to 1 hour. So there is a dilemma, a problem before him. There is a choice for him. What should be done or not? That man, if he chooses that he may go home safely by his own vehicle and reach and meet his ailing mother. But if he chooses that he may swim the river and reach his mother, then two things may be occurred. Either he may safely reach his home, or on way to home, if there is a poisonous snake, or if there is a cobra, or if there is a crocodile, while he is swimming, then he attacks, what happens? So there is a point of liberty comes, that he may struggle with a hidden danger. He may be successful or unsuccessful. If he is successful, then he reaches his home. If he is unsuccessful, he may be dead or may not. Whatever it may be, so according to John Stuart Mill, liberty is used in two senses. But in political theory, in political science, we always use liberty in the positive sense. The government always exercises its free will for the upliftment of the citizens. The government is there to give almost all the possible facilities, privileges to the citizens for all-round development of both. So, in this sense, liberty is a wide term, and it is used commonly for the development of individual's personality, for the development of this term literary, as well as liberty helps the people for avoiding and reaching to a particular destination. So if there is no liberty, man fails to reach his own destination. If there is a liberty with certain restrictions, with certain conditions or regulations or laws, then man becomes a successful fellow. So this is the meaning and significance of the concept of liberty used in political science. Thank you.